Thank you very much for that glowing introduction, and we'll be sure to talk about the price points afterwards. I'm going to briefly introduce myself as the Global Head of Retail Operations. It's not a traditional role. My role starts right at business planning, market entry, through to real estate, construction, and then handover and operations. For those of you who aren't familiar with Dyson, I'm going to run through some slides and give you a very, very brief introduction, a glimpse into the most innovative company I've ever worked for, an engineering company and then a technology company. That was a very quick glimpse into some of our RDD and manufacturing capabilities. The product you saw there was a 360i vacuum cleaner. It was approximately 15 years in development, and it's been commented on by our industry peers that actually we were one of the first to break through into artificial intelligence. So that product will learn your home. You can move your chairs around, you can move your furniture around, and it will learn, remap, and reroute itself. It's part of the technology that's involved in driverless cars. And as I say, we started this journey some 15 years ago. So that very well-spoken Englishman is Sir James Dyson, the founder of the company. He still privately owns all of Dyson. And our philosophy is very, very simple. We solve problems that others ignore. So we don't necessarily create or invent a brand new product. Our products are born through frustration. And James's first product was the bagless vacuum cleaner. 5,127 prototypes later, he cracked it. It's an insight into the strive for perfection. Part of being privately owned is we don't have any shareholder pressure. We don't release a product to market unless it is absolutely perfect. And that really is the heart of the company. This slide is fractionally out of date now. We've just released our 2017 financial figures, turning over 3.5 billion with a profit of 801 million. Our ambition in 2018 is to invest £3 million a day into RDD technology, research and development. We are growing faster and faster. Our home market, Great Britain, is actually our third biggest market, behind China and the US. We've recently launched in India with our first demo store opening in Delhi, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. As I mentioned, James is a globally respected inventor. He was knighted a number of years ago, and he isn't the CEO of the company, he's the chief engineer. That's absolutely his hobby, his passion. It is entirely about engineering. The plan for 2020, we will release 100 new machines in 4 new categories with at least 3,000 new people. Most likely in retail, our total headcount will be somewhere in the region of 7,000 experts out globally. And you'll notice the language there. They are experts. They have an engineering induction. They have an engineering degree. They are fully embraced in the RDD induction process. They are not called sales guys. They're not floor guys. They're not retail guys. They are experts. And we're perfectionists. I mentioned James's strive for perfection through his prototyping of his first bagless vacuum cleaner. The product you saw in the video there was the robot. We invested £28 million in that across 15 years before we released it to market. It's absolutely at the forefront of everything we do. When we build a store, we work to tolerances of 1 millimeter. The grout lines in our tiles are 1.7 millimeters in difference. Our acoustic panels line up perfectly beneath our screens. They're 1023 millimeters wide. Everything we do is about utter perfection. If somebody has invested 15 years of their life in the development of a product, the very least we can do in retail is present that in a perfect environment. We do 4 categories. So predominantly we're known for our floor care. Our latest category has been beauty, if you like, or personal care with the hairdryer that we were introduced with a minute ago. But we also have a very, very key category, and a very, very big category for us, specifically in the APAC region, is our air purifying technology. More and more research is coming out to suggest that there is significant in-home pollution. Aside from outside, in your home, it is riddled with pollutants, either from odors from cooking, from hairspray, whatever it may be. We have linked that technology via the Dyson app. So I'm able to dial in right now and check the air quality in my child's bedroom at home in the UK. If that air quality is not good enough, the purifier will kick in and take all of those toxins and in-home pollutants, purify that, and then pump out 99.9% clean air. And with all of that technology comes a real interest from the media. They love to talk about James, they love to talk about Dyson. We are fundamentally pivoting away from being a floor care company into a technology company with the new categories I just mentioned, and with 4 more on their way, with 100 new products in the next 2 to 3 years. Some of you may have seen in the press recently, we are also working on an electric vehicle. This is James at a recent launch in Southeast Asia, and you can see some of the RDD technology and testing labs on the bottom right image there. That is an acoustic chamber. It's one of the strangest places to be, actually. It makes you quite dizzy and you tend to lose your balance. Every single machine goes through an acoustic chamber for testing. The Dyson digital motor that was recently launched last week, the V10 model in New York last week, was our global launch. That IP is entirely ours. We produce that in-house, we manufacture that in-house. As you can see, plenty of coverage. I'll just finish on this last slide. We were recently voted the 5th most agile brand in the world, and I think that's my main message I want to convey is to start as a vacuum cleaner company and to pivot into an electric vehicle is a sign and a statement of the ambition and in-house technology we have at Dyson. Thank you very much.